Welcome to Business Q&A. I'm Gary Alfonso. In today's episode, we take a closer look at how digital transformation, trust, and changing consumer behavior are reshaping South Africa's automotive landscape. To discuss this, I'm joined by a long-standing figure in South Africa's motor industry, CEO of Changecars, Michael Pashut. Michael, welcome and thanks for joining us.
To say it's a pleasure to be here is an understatement. This is where it all started for me, Gary.
Well, okay, so let's take a look at 30 years in the motoring industry. What inspired you to launch Changecars? It's a well-known brand. And how's your personal journey been in a way to innovate in the automotive space?
So you spoke about 30 years. I started in 1991, and I always make the joke. The reason I went into the motor trade was I couldn't go to university, and absolutely no regrets. I hope youngsters watching it either take a positive or negative. Dad, I don't need to go to university, or I don't want to go into the motor trade. So you asked about Changecars. 2021, height of COVID, and funny enough, it wasn't the typical, I'm sitting at home, now I have a new idea. There are many online platforms in South Africa, Gary. The one weakness that I've identified, and I say it respectfully, is when you buy a car online, there are risks. What are the risks? Which dealership am I dealing with? If you go to Changecars, you'll notice we say 5-star dealers only, and that is a key differentiator.
So the platform is built on trust and transparency, as you've said, and working exclusively with manufacturer and approved dealerships.
Correct.
So what key market challenges perhaps or consumer frustrations led to you coming into that approach, and what do you believe truly then sets you apart in this model and in this industry?
Thank you. So I use the analogy. If I go onto a website like bookings.com, absolutely respected, I trust that any bed and breakfast or any hotel on bookings.com will be standout. Unfortunately, in South Africa, not all dealers, and I say it respectfully, are standout. When you go and vet every single dealer, so I say to you, Gary, dealership A, dealership B, there's not a 1% chance that you'll be scammed. Can you have a bad transaction? Can there be challenges? Absolutely. But what is the biggest risk if you're buying a used car? Being scammed. And that is where we are very, very different. I keep repeating about the 5-star dealers. There's not one dealership on that site that you could be scammed by, and we're proud of that.
So let's talk about how you do it. You know, the digital transformation is changing the way people interact with goods and specifically now also shop for cars. So this seamless experience that people want to experience, how have you adapted your technology, your content and services to meet those challenges?
So the reason I'm smiling, imagine looking back 20, 30 years ago, telling somebody you're not going to walk into the showroom, you're going to buy a car online. They would have committed you to a loony asylum, and that's the honest truth. So in many ways, brands like Auto Trader set the trend. They started the digital trend, but where we are different, every dealership on our site, exactly the same quality. When I say same quality, I keep referring to the 5-star dealerships. You will go on, seamless in terms of, I want to apply for the car, I want to do finance online, I can do it. I want to inquire via an email form, I want to communicate with you via WhatsApp. That is a big thing. You're looking at a car on a Sunday evening. You know the dealership's closed. You see a WhatsApp number, what do? Hi, is a car available? You get a response, absolutely, let's do the deal tomorrow. So it's little things like that. For example, I think we're one of the few sites that have got WhatsApp technology on the site, and we're super proud of it, Gary.
So let's then quickly talk about this evolving landscape. What do you see as the most exciting opportunities, but also perhaps challenges for the medium term?
So challenges are always going to be, and I keep referring to the scamsters. As South Africa unfortunately becomes a haven for easy to do business, you take foreigners from across the borders, they're coming into South Africa, they open up a dealership in Joburg Central, they advertise a VW Polo at 140,000 Rand. Gary's been looking for a car, or the user's been looking for a car, and they say, wow, this car used to be 180 everywhere else, here's 140. So that is the biggest challenge. Educating the public. And if I may say, if you go on to Changecars, you can go to our contact us page, you'll see my name, my cell phone number, my email address. I don't say that with arrogance, I say that with pride. Because if you're not sure about something, do your homework, quick call, Michael, is this safe? Absolutely, you heard it from the proverbial horse's mouth. So I hope that is where we're setting the trend.
Mikey, maybe perhaps finally, All Things Motoring on our sister channel Ignition on DSTV has been going for 3 years now, and on continuous broadcast. Tell us about that journey, and then just finally, where do you see the business evolving next?
Thank you. So very interesting. We started Changecars June 2021, and I thought, what is the best way to market the brand? So I approached, I think at the time it was Brandon Mowry and Claire, and I said, I want a TV show. What do we do? They said, Michael, we can offer you something called a advertiser-funded program, meaning we pay for the content, we control the content. 1 year later, June 2022, as you said, 3 consecutive years. We've been filming, love it. And I think for followers of your channel, they will know what our show is about. I always say, we're there to showcase 3 things, Gary. Our beautiful country, our beautiful cars, and our beautiful people. And with a channel like yourself, we're able to do that. So thank you for that opportunity.
Oh, fantastic, and a great job you guys are doing, and in a very competitive space. So well done, Michael.
Thank you. So you asked, where do we see ourselves going? Continue doing what we do. Hopefully I'll be interviewed 2 years from now and you'll say, Michael, 5 consecutive years. But I want to thank you again and the channel for the incredible opportunity you present.
Fantastic. Michael, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
That was CEO of Changecars, Michael Pashut, offering his perspective on South Africa's evolving automotive sector. Stay tuned for more business-focused programming.